now things are getting wild. The feds have finally turned their spotlight on Sean Diddy Combs, and ooh boy, it's looking like this hip-hop mogul's empire might be on the brink of collapse. The investigation into Diddy's alleged involvement in sex and narcotics trafficking has taken a dark twist, focusing on a posh Miami hotel that's become ground zero for what might be one of the biggest scandals in recent memory. And guess who's rubbing his hands with glee? None other than 50 Cent, who seems to be working closely with the feds to dig up even more dirt on Diddy. This could be the ultimate payback, and it's got everyone in Hollywood shaking in their designer boots. Alright, let's back up a bit and get into the nitty-gritty. The feds have been poking around Diddy's activities for a while now, but things are heating up fast. Their attention has zeroed in on a luxury Miami hotel where some seriously shady stuff is rumored to have gone down. We're talking about an investigation that's pulling in all the receipts, computer IP addresses, logins, vehicle information, and even surveillance footage. And Diddy's not the only one in the hot seat. His associates, along with Daphne Joy, 50 Cent's ex and baby mama, have also been named in the subpoena. Now, Daphne might just be caught in the crossfire, but her ties to Diddy are raising some serious eyebrows, especially after all the drama that's gone down between her and 50 Cent. Daphne Joy, for those of you who need a refresher, is a model, actress, and OnlyFans influencer. She shares an 11-year-old son, Sire, with 50 Cent, and their relationship has been anything but smooth. Daphne has been dragged through the mud, with 50 Cent trolling her repeatedly after she was accused of being a sex worker in a lawsuit involving Diddy. But Daphne's not one to stay silent. She's accused 50 of rape and abuse, which led to 50 Cent firing back with a defamation lawsuit. It's been a messy situation, and now with the feds looking into Diddy, Daphne's name being linked to the probe could spell even more trouble. So where does 50 Cent come into all of this? Well, it looks like 50 might just be getting the last laugh. There's been buzz that the feds and FBI are working closely with him to uncover even more dirt on Diddy. And let's be honest, 50 Cent has never been one to shy away from a fight. He's been gunning for Diddy for years, and this could be the ultimate payback. If the rumors are true, Diddy could be looking at an arrest as soon as Halloween, and 50 Cent might be right there, smirking as the cuffs go on. But it's not just Diddy who's sweating bullets. Hollywood is in full panic mode. With the investigation widening, there's fear that other big names could be dragged down along with Diddy. Celebs who once partied with him, did business with him, or even just stood too close might find themselves in the crosshairs of this investigation. And suddenly, everyone is doing their best to distance themselves from Diddy. The man who was once the life of the party is now finding himself very alone. And here's where things get even crazier. Rumor has it that Jennifer Lopez, yes, J-Lo herself, might be ready to hand over some files and info to the feds about Diddy. Now, this is huge because J-Lo and Diddy have a long, complicated history. Their relationship was the stuff of tabloid gold back in the day. And if J-Lo's got any dirt on Diddy, this could be a game changer. Word on the street is that J-Lo's name has been tangled up in some of the past events involving Diddy, and maybe even linked to the notorious Tupac and Biggie shootings. If J-Lo's ready to spill, it could blow this investigation wide open. But what about Diddy himself? Well, it sounds like he's bracing for the worst. The guy's been preparing for this for a while, selling off his companies, getting his affairs in order, and even stepping down from the boards of most of the businesses he's associated with. It's like he knows the walls are closing in, and he's doing everything he can to prepare for the fallout. But will it be enough? And just when you think things couldn't get any wilder, there's buzz that Jay-Z's name might be coming up next. Yup, Mr. Carter himself, one of the most untouchable figures in the industry, could be dragged into this mess. Now, what could Jay-Z possibly have to do with all of this? Fans are already whispering about what kind of dirt the feds might have on him, and if he's next in line to face the music. Could Jay-Z, the man who's built an empire, have his own skeletons in the closet? And if so, what are they? This could be the start of a domino effect that brings down some of the biggest names in the game. So let's recap the madness. Diddy's in the middle of a federal investigation that's getting uglier by the minute. The feds are all over a Miami hotel, digging up everything they can on him and his crew. Daphne Joy, who's already been through hell with 50 Cent, is now tangled up in this mess. 50 Cent might just be working with the feds to take Diddy down once and for all, and Diddy could be looking at an arrest any day now. Hollywood is in a state of panic, with everyone scrambling to cut ties with Diddy before they get dragged down with him. And J-Lo might be ready to drop some bombshells that could change everything. But the real kicker? Jay-Z might be next. If Diddy goes down, could Jay-Z be far behind? The entire industry is holding its breath, waiting to see what happens next. And let's be real, this story is just getting started. The drama is off the charts, and it's only going to get crazier from here. As the investigation unfolds, more and more details are coming to light. Diddy, who once seemed untouchable, is now facing the very real possibility of his empire crumbling around him. The allegations against him are serious, involving not just sex and narcotics trafficking, but also potential links to much darker crimes. The feds are leaving no stone unturned, and the deeper they dig, the more damning the evidence seems to be. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, 50 Cent is playing his cards close to the chest. While he's always been one to air his grievances in public, this time he's staying relatively quiet, letting the investigation do the talking. But make no mistake, if 50 Cent has anything to say, you can bet it's going to be explosive. He's been at odds with Diddy for years, and this might just be the moment he's been waiting for. Hollywood's reaction to the unfolding drama is telling. Celebrities who once considered Diddy a close friend are now distancing themselves as fast as they can. Publicists are working overtime to ensure their clients' names aren't dragged into the scandal, and there's a palpable sense of fear that more big names could be implicated as the investigation continues. And let's not forget about J-Lo. If she really does have information that could help the feds build their case against Diddy, it would be a bombshell of epic proportions. Her involvement would add a whole new layer of intrigue to an already explosive story. J-Lo has always been a savvy businesswoman, and if she's made the decision to cooperate with the investigation, it's likely because she sees the writing on the wall. But what about Diddy? He's always been known for his resilience, his ability to bounce back from setbacks that would have crushed lesser men. But this time, it's different. The allegations are too serious, the evidence too damning. He's already taken steps to protect his assets, selling off companies and distancing himself from his own brand. But will it be enough? As the investigation continues to close in, Diddy's options are becoming increasingly limited. And then there's Jay-Z. If the rumors are true and the feds really are looking into his activities, it would be a seismic shift in the music industry. Jay-Z has always been seen as untouchable, a man who's managed to build an empire while keeping his hands clean. But if there's dirt to be found, you can bet the feds will find it. And if they do, it could send shockwaves through the entire industry. The idea that Jay-Z, of all people, could be caught up in this scandal is almost too much to believe. But in a world where the rich and powerful often think they're above the law, anything is possible. The feds are clearly on a mission, and if they've set their sights on Jay-Z, it means they think there's something worth investigating. What that something is remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure. If Jay-Z goes down, it will be one of the biggest stories of the decade. As the investigation continues to unfold, one can only imagine the tension in Hollywood. Deals are being made behind closed doors, lawyers are being called, and everyone is trying to figure out how to protect themselves. The stakes are incredibly high, and the fallout could be devastating for those involved. For now, all eyes are on Diddy. He's the man in the crosshairs, and the feds are closing in fast. Whether he's guilty or innocent, the investigation is already taking its toll. His reputation is in shambles, his business empire is under threat, and the people who once stood by his side are slowly backing away. Hollywood is holding its breath, waiting to see who's next. Will it be Jay-Z, another big name, or will Diddy be the only one to fall? The uncertainty is palpable, and it's clear that this investigation is far from over. The coming weeks and months could bring more shocking revelations, more high-profile names in the headlines, and more drama than anyone could have anticipated. Diddy's fate is hanging in the balance, and so is the fate of anyone else who might be caught up in this web. The industry is on edge, and as the investigation continues, the tension is only going to increase. Diddy's downfall, if it happens, could be the beginning of a much larger reckoning in the world of music and entertainment, and everyone is watching, waiting to see how it all plays out.
Okay, so I had to come out of weekend retirement for this. If you haven't seen by now, there's been CCTV footage released about P. Diddy attacking Cassie. This was when Cassie was leaving the hotel room after P. Diddy had already attacked her. Sources are to say that she tried to flee the hotel room when he punched her in the face because he was inebriated. Apparently, he fell asleep, and when he was asleep, she tried to sneak out of the hotel room. This footage is so triggering for anyone that has been through domestic abuse, but the reason that I'm coming on and I'm talking about this is because of one very important thing. Cassie was leaving. Hear that correctly. Cassie was leaving Diddy's apartment hotel room. She was leaving. She was on her way out. She was on her way out at the lift when Diddy pulled her hair back, kicked her several times, and then threw multiple items at her. I want people to remember this. You have now had visual evidence of what happens when a victim tries to leave their perpetrator. So many times do we hear, why didn't you leave sooner? Why didn't you just leave? Why didn't you just run away? This is a visual representation of what hundreds of thousands, if not millions of victims go through on a regular basis when they try to flee. He did this cool as a cucumber, knowing that the hotel would have CCTV. He did not care about the repercussions because all he was focused on was getting her to behave and getting her back into his hotel room. She tried to leave him and he wouldn't let her. This is the definition of if you don't hear, you must feel. You guys are not listening to us when we say it's not as easy as just walking away from abusers. So now you must feel. Now you must feel it with this video and actually deeply understand how dangerous it is to try and flee. It takes months, weeks, years of planning before somebody has the stability that they can actually leave. And for all of my survivors out there, the next time someone asks you